People often say that dreams are a luxury reserved only for the wealthy. But have they ever looked into the eyes of a child growing up in a narrow alley where even sunlight struggles to penetrate, yet whose heart holds an entire radiant universe? My story begins in such a place. I am Ethan, and my childhood was intertwined with the winding alley, like a scar on the skin of the glamorous city. My parents toiled tirelessly, but poverty clung to us relentlessly. My clothes were always hand-me-downs, and a full meal was sometimes a source of immense joy. In that tiny world, I harbored a dream that, to everyone else, seemed utterly fanciful and ridiculous. I was fascinated by electronic devices. I could sit for hours staring at an old broken radio that someone had discarded, trying to understand how such magical sounds could emanate from that inanimate metal box. I dreamed that one day I would create my own technological devices, bearing a Vietnamese brand, reaching out to the world. Whenever I excitedly spoke of that dream, I was met only with mocking laughter. Ethan, a poor kid wants to be a boss? Go help with construction to earn a living? Stop with your pipe dreams? Look at yourself. What do you have to aspire so high? Those words were like icy winds, lashing directly at my tender soul, threatening to extinguish the nascent flame of my passion. Some nights I would curl up in a corner of the house, tears streaming down my face, feeling my dream was so small and fragile against the harsh reality. One gloomy afternoon, after being teased by my friends again, I wandered to an old bookstore at the end of the alley. It was always quiet there, smelling of old paper, and presided over by an old sage with silvery hair and kind eyes. People called him the Old Sage. Seeing my sadness, he gently inquired. I poured out my heart to him, about my dream and my despair at the mocking words. The old sage listened in silence, then he slowly spoke, his voice deep and warm. My boy, within each of us, there is a flame. It is the flame of dreams, of belief. The words of others are like winds. If your flame is weak, the wind will extinguish it. But if you know how to build a strong wall around it, then the stronger the wind, the more fiercely the flame within will burn. Don't try to extinguish the winds, for that is something you cannot do. Instead, use your time and effort to build a wall of perseverance, of knowledge, and of will. Believe in the flame within you, Ethan. Don't let anyone tell you it's not bright enough. The old sage's words were like a ray of light illuminating my darkened mind. For the first time, someone didn't mock my dream. For the first time, someone showed me how to protect it. From that day on, I decided I would build my own wall. I no longer argued or felt sad because of the disparaging remarks. Instead, I turned them into motivation. I plunged into my studies. During the day, I attended school, and in the evenings, I diligently worked under the flickering oil lamp, devouring old books on physics and electronics that I borrowed from the old sage. To help my family and buy more books, I took on all sorts of jobs. Early in the morning, I helped serve pao at a restaurant at the alley's entrance, my small hands swiftly cleaning up, earning a few small coins and a breakfast in return. In the afternoon, I apprenticed at a motorcycle repair shop. The smell of oil, the noisy machinery, and the calluses on my hands became a part of my life. I sacrificed afternoons playing marbles and soccer with friends. I sacrificed good sleep. All I had was physical exhaustion, but in my heart, the flame. The old sage spoke of continued to smolder. Whenever I felt discouraged, I would tell myself, I'm building a wall, Ethan. Every drop of sweat is a brick. After many years of studying and working, I had accumulated a small capital and a considerable amount of knowledge. I decided to begin. My career didn't start in a luxurious office, but on a small stool on the sidewalk. With a set of old repair tools, I took on fixing broken mobile phones. Initially, few people trusted a grimy-faced kid like me, but I used dedication and honesty as my capital. I only took money for phones I could fix. If I couldn't, I happily returned them without accepting a penny. Gradually, Word of mouth spread. People began to seek me out more, trusting in the young man's skill and integrity. From that sidewalk stool, I was able to rent a tiny kiosk in an electronics market. That was my first store. I worked day and night, repairing, researching, and learning about new technologies. I realized that the mobile phone accessories market had great potential but lacked quality products with a genuine Vietnamese brand. My old dreams surged back stronger than ever. I decided to take a risk. I pooled all my capital and borrowed more to start producing my first accessories: power banks and durable charging cables. I named my brand Vuan Sha, Reach Far, with the aspiration that one day Vietnamese products could go everywhere. Challenges piled upon challenges. The first batches of products were imperfect and rejected by the market. My capital dwindled and debts mounted. There were times when I felt the flame within me was about to die out. But then, the image of the old sage and his teachings reappeared. I hadn't finished building my wall. I couldn't give up. I got back up, analyzed the flaws, improved the products, and sought out partners. And then, perseverance paid off. Vuan Za products, with their good quality and reasonable prices, gradually gained the trust of consumers. From a small kiosk, my company grew into a reputable enterprise, with hundreds of employees and a nationwide distribution system. Many years later, I returned to visit the old alley. It had changed a lot, becoming more spacious and cleaner. I was no longer the scrawny, grimy boy Ethan of old, but a successful entrepreneur. I met some of my old neighbors. A few of them, those who had once mocked me, now came to ask for jobs for their children in my company. I smiled and agreed, not out of revenge, but because I saw in the eyes of those children an image of my younger self. Children who also had dreams, and they needed an opportunity. I visited the old bookstore. The old sage had aged considerably, but his eyes were still as sharp and kind as ever. He looked at me, nodding with satisfaction. "Your wall, my boy, has now become a lighthouse." I looked at my hands, hands that were no longer calloused from oil, but hands that had signed major contracts, hands that had built an entire career from nothing. I realized a profound truth. Dreams are never limited by your wallet. They are only limited by the vision in your mind and the courage in your heart. Circumstances may be your starting point, but they never determine your destination. As long as you dare to believe in the flame within you and persistently build a wall to protect it, you can overcome any storm and turn the impossible into possible. That flame, once ignited, will have the power to illuminate not only your life but also the lives of those around you.